What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Two Honks podcast, where honks speak louder than words. My name is Joe Little. Lording over me this evening is Lamar Costin. How are you today, Lamar? Got some lint in your mouth or something?
Something in there.
Yeah.
It's a little that scatting.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little bit hot.
You're a little bit hot?
Yeah, I know that's not like a hot button thing to talk about right now,
Yeah.
But I'm a little toasty.
Yeah, I don't know why. Why is nobody talking about the weather, Lamar?
You would think that when an unprecedented heat wave grips the country,
Unprecedented.
unfucking precedented,
I can't believe how unprecedented the last 2 years of my life has been.
you would think that somebody would talk about the weather in some way.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard anybody. I've been out and about. Nobody's mentioned it. It's like nothing happened. It's like nothing's happening.
Yeah. I mean, I think everybody's just like maybe they're just trying to ignore it. You know?
Maybe they're used to it.
Like if I ignore it, it'll just go away. But that's not how you solve problems.
That's like the opposite of the way to solve a problem.
Yeah, that's not what life is about. Life is all about overcoming adversity, right?
That's what this podcast is about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all about overcoming adversity.
We're not going to ignore it. We're going to call it out.
Yeah, we're here to help you overcome adversity. And if you feel like you don't have a voice, we'll be your voice. You know?
It's a little toasty.
It's a little bit toasty.
Is it wrong to say that? Can we even talk about that now?
Yeah. Well, and I mean, for anybody who doesn't know out there, we live in Portland, Oregon. And actually, I should preface this episode a little bit because we are not in the garage this time.
We weren't in the garage last time either.
We were in the backyard. Yeah. It's too damn hot to record a podcast in a garage. So
we're not going to stop.
So this week we are recording from Lamar's downtown Portland studio apartment.
Luxury studio apartment.
And this is going to be the home of the Two Honks podcast for the foreseen future while it's hot.
Yeah.
Once it cools down, we'll go back to the garage.
Things are different out here on the west side, aren't they?
Yeah, things are a little bit different. It's funny. I went out to my car earlier because I just had to go grab something from the car, and I eavesdropped on a conversation. There was a girl walking with a guy. It looked like they were just friends, but they were just having a very candid conversation about an experience she had. But I just overheard her saying that she had a work meeting of some. So she sounded kind of like this. She was like, "So I went to like a work meeting, and everybody there, like none of them were like wearing masks, and
oh shit,
I was the only one. I was the only one there that was actually wearing a mask." And, I had the vaccine and everything, and I feel safe and I feel protected. And I work in a restaurant and everybody else around me has been vaccinated as well. But I just don't understand why I would be the only one there wearing one, because I don't spend time around anybody who isn't verified to like not have the virus, you know? So to me, when I'm hearing this conversation, I'm like, is she asking for a negative COVID test before she hangs out with anybody?
Sounds like it.
Is that what people do?
Well, she might not be aware that COVID is over tomorrow.
Yeah, it's
Actually
ending.
midnight tonight.
It's over. The city said it.
It's officially over because we don't have to wear any masks anymore. We don't
Yeah.
have to, we can party again.
Yeah. Oh, and I heard we solved racism too. I
Yeah.
heard that's over as well.
Yeah, that's over at midnight as
That
well.
stops on the same day. So we came here downtown to celebrate.
It's a bit of a celebration.
Yeah, we can't really, we can't really party at my house.
Yeah.
But we gotta come downtown to rip it up.
We keep it tight around here.
Yeah, we're gonna celebrate the end of everything that's been troubling us. So
Yeah.
here we go.
And maybe the heat too. We'll see.
Yeah, but the heat is the same on the west side.
Is it?
I've
Yeah.
noticed.
Well, I'm up on the third floor, so I mean, yeah, nobody wants to talk about this. So like, I was just roasting in here by myself with my cat, and she was looking at me like, "Are we going to talk about this?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "I want to talk about it, but since nobody else is talking about it, I feel like I can't talk about it."
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly. You have a certain amount of pressure to
Like, it's
not
gonna-
talk about it.
It's almost like it would make it worse if I acknowledged it.
Yeah.
And she was looking at me like, please, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
No,
and I mean, I've wanted to talk about it. I've wanted to talk about it with a lot of people.
Yeah.
But it's one of those taboo subjects.
Yeah. Why is that?
So like nobody's going to talk about it, and everybody else just kind of has to go along with it.
I guess this is just the way it is.
Yeah.
So
like it's kind of one of those things. Like if I don't go along with it, if I start talking about it, and nobody else wants me to talk about it, then that means I'm on the wrong side of history.
Well, now you're the asshole.
Yeah, now I'm the asshole because I'm talking about how hot it is.
Yeah, because you are expressing how hot you feel.
But I'm just being honest.
Is there something wrong with that?
Yeah, is there something wrong with honesty?
Is it okay to talk about the way things are?
Yeah, if the honest truth is something you don't like, does that make it not okay all of a sudden?
Are we crazy or is everybody else crazy?
I don't know. I don't know. Has the world gone mad?
I think it might be. I mean, it feels to me like I'm going insane because
Yeah.
I can't. My work shut down because of the heat, and we went in for a cleaning party, which was not fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't a party.
It was no kind of party at all.
We had to deep clean the restaurant, and it was like there was pizza promised that wasn't there.
Really?
The same music was on that's always on.
Wait a
at the
second. Your
restaurant.
boss has promised you pizza and didn't bring it?
Well, I heard discussion of it, and there was going to be some food. He said probably pizza, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it sounds like an appropriate party thing. I show up. There's no party. People are sweating and like working their fingers to the bones, deep cleaning the restaurant.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute. Can we talk about the heat first of all?
Yeah, exactly.
And everybody was just like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
What heat? It's like, we just broke records. Like, we're the third hottest temperature in the whole country.
Yeah, what did it hit yesterday? We hit like 117 or something like
Yeah,
that.
I think it might have been like 118.
What did
or
we hit?
something.
Can we look this up really quick?
I don't know how to do that. Is there a way to do that?
What was it?
I mean-
We can just Google here. What
Do you get the power?
was the temperature yesterday?
Does anybody know there?
Yeah.
Do you guys even talk about this?
Okay, so yesterday, at 4:53 p.m. or hold on.
Was that the peak?
I think that was the peak.
I feel like I peaked.
Oh no.
I peaked a little later than that.
So yesterday at 3:53 p.m. we hit a peak temperature of 115 degrees.
Okay.
115 degrees. And let me tell you, I was standing outside during that hour.
You were out there.
I was outside.
Is that
and
safe to do?
I don't know.
Were you protected?
But I mean, my kid was out there, my wife was out there, so I sure hope it was
Were
safe
you wearing
to do.
protection?
Yes. Yeah, I'm always wearing protection.
Yeah, that's good.
Always.
That's good for people to know.
Protection is important to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was standing out there and there was a breeze in the sky. And typically when you think, oh, hey, there's a breeze coming through, this is going to cool me down. No.
Yeah.
It was like winds of fire.
Right.
It was hotter than Big Bertha's banana stand down at Banana Republic.
Yeah.
You know?
It's
so hot.
It's like when you bite the tip of the Hot Pocket off after it comes out of the microwave.
Yeah.
Is that like the feeling of that wind?
Yeah, that's
entering your face.
exactly like that hot, toxic microwave wind
Like pepperoni kind of
that
smell.
comes back from the hot pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You want to bite into it, but you know that it's not going to be worth it.
yeah, it's hotter than Satan's bollocks in a wool sock. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that much right now.
It's hotter than John Popper at a pop hip hop
Yeah,
show.
it's hotter than your mom at a Dave Matthews Band concert.
Wow, really?
You know?
That hot?
Yeah, pretty hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, what else can I say about it, really? On Saturday, I did a bicycle race.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It was quite hot that day, but luckily it was in the morning, so I was all right. I made it through. It was over by like 11, so it was over before the hottest part of the day.
And you beat everybody?
I didn't beat everybody.
Most of them.
I beat it all but 4 people.
That's most, yeah.
I got 5th, so
That's pretty good,
it's not bad.
all things considered.
You know, I'm not the best guy on a bike, but I ain't no slouch. I'll tell you that much right now.
Yeah.
Psh.
I remember as a kid playing outside in Iowa where it's like pretty hot in the summer.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was hotter than that.
Like
You
it was,
know.
so in Iowa, was there a lot of humidity in Iowa?
I think it's pretty humid out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I was on there. I was only there for
It is
like,
the Midwest.
yeah. They have those big fluffy clouds there. The
Yeah.
cumies.
Oh, the big cumies.
Big old cumies.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was only there for brief trips as a kid, but I think it was hotter than that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say like hotter than John Popper for sure.
Hotter than a John
With a
Popper
fully
pack and a
loaded
Popper
Popper
pack
pack.
pocket.
Yeah, with his belt backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hotter than John Popper with a belt pack backpack Popper pack.
With a backpack full of belt backpack pocket packers.
Did he have a heater in his belt pack full of Popper packs?
It's felt like it to me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's my feeling. So I mean, you can't invalidate that.
So was the breeze, was it hot and wet?
That'd be inaccurate. That's a true statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a just way to say it.
Did you get fireflies out there?
There were fireflies.
I've never seen a firefly.
I think that we had them in Maryland too.
Really?
I'd like squash them on the sidewalk.
Oh, yeah. You're from the East Coast, too.
I'm a little different because I'm from the East Coast.
That's why you get along with Tom so well.
yeah.
Yeah. Should we have him back, by the way? Should we have Tom back on the podcast sometime soon?
I think we should get Tom back on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I messaged him randomly, asked him if he wanted to talk ribs on the podcast.
Yeah.
But he said he doesn't know enough about ribs.
He
So,
loves talking about big old honks.
yeah, he likes honks. So, yeah, I don't know.
We could get him on and talk about the weather.
Yeah, we could definitely get him on and talk about the weather. Shoot, maybe we could call him later. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so we just kind of like got right into the main thing. I feel like we need to talk about tank clips.
Yeah,
a
we
little
probably
bit. Is
should.
it time for tank
Yeah, we
tank
could-
flaps?
Let's bring it in. Let's just go ahead and get that over with.
Yeah, well, for one, they never figured out the branding.
Yeah.
It was tank flaps, it was tank clips, it was kind of all over the place.
I don't know if that was our fault or theirs, but
I'm pretty sure it was their fault. So.
let's say it was theirs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just quickly summarize here. Like when tank flaps first approached, or tank clips, that was our sponsor, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've been sponsoring us for a while.
Yeah.
When they first approached Joe and I about sponsoring us, we saw what their product was, and we both like laughed audibly in their face. I think there was like spit coming out of our mouths.
It was ridiculous
into
to
their
me.
face.
It was ridiculous to
It
me.
seemed like the stupidest idea. These little things that you clip on the side of your tank top that are basically a sleeve.
Yeah.
That's like a t-shirt sleeve that clips onto your tank
It's
top.
like, why not just get like a jacket with zipper sleeves or something? You know,
mean, people
like
tie a-
dad wear.
tie a layer around your waist like they do in the 90s. Like,
Yeah.
you could still do that.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool, actually. But we saw the product. They gave us some samples. I tried them out, and I was like, you know what? It keeps my shoulders warm when they're cold.
Yeah.
So I gave them a try, and I actually was hooked right away. And I told you about it, and you were like, yeah, we have to get these guys on.
Yeah.
Sponsor, so.
Yeah. It was all from that one camping trip when
Yeah.
we did the For the Kids episode.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Right after using them on that by the fire. That was a game changer.
I felt like it saved my experience at the camping trip, and it made a real difference to me.
Yeah.
But so here's what happened after that. They released all these colors. If you guys remember that episode, they had thousands of colors you could pick from. Mm-hmm. And since I was already hooked, I bought like 10 packs of these.
Yeah.
And, they're not terribly expensive, but, you buy 10 packs, kind of add it up. And then the next week, they added all these crystals you could buy and gems that attach to the tank flaps as add-ons, kind of charms to bling out your flaps.
Yeah.
So I had to get the dodecahedrons, the tetraholonagonagons.
Yeah, I still have my tetraholonagonahydrons. And my dodecahedrons.
Right.
In the puce color.
Right. Yeah, that's the best one.
I keep them for other things now. But,
right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I bought 30 more pairs of those.
Yeah.
And those are a little pricier because they had the dodecahedrons on them. So, at that point, I was like, we're sponsoring this company. They should be throwing us some extra free stuff. But
exactly.
They weren't, and that's fine because it seemed like a great product at the time.
Yeah.
I had to actually borrow some money. I had to borrow money against my student loans.
Oh, okay.
I might actually lose this place.
Oh, wow.
Because I actually borrowed money from some friends too. So I didn't want to say, I'd never told you that before, but I'm letting everybody know now. I like kind of a little.
Well, how's your credit?
Was really good until
tank
flaps
came around.
I took out $56,000.
Oh, okay.
Because I wanted to.
Wow, that'll damage your credit for sure.
I got half of the entire line of colors and Homolonagon Kinders.
Oh, the Honolanagon Katrinjas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So I got those. Anyways, long story short, I have a huge supply of flaps. Probably a lifetime supply for a family of 100.
Yeah.
But we have stopped our sponsorship with tank flaps.
And it's been a really, really tough decision because we actually got an email last week from a young man. We'll call him Michael.
Yeah, keep his identity.
He didn't want his identity shared on the podcast, and what I was going to do, I was just going to read the email verbatim here over the air, but it was so descriptive.
Yeah,
there was a lot of details in there, and there's just a lot of blood and gore and just terrible things that.
Yeah.
And so I decided to just kind of like mentally note everything and just kind of sum it up for everybody. So I guess what happened to Michael was he was with his girlfriend Tatiana, and
she's a listener of the show.
They were both listeners, big fans. We really appreciate their support. They actually donated a couple $100,000 to the Patreon account. So
right.
They're part of the reason we're still able to continue here without tank flaps. But what I guess happened was we discussed last week on the show the car starter, the jumper cables.
Hidden feature of the flaps.
The hidden feature of the flaps. So I guess what happens was his girlfriend Tatiana was having trouble with her vehicle. It wasn't starting up quite right, and there wasn't anybody around to give her a jump. So what did she do? She pulled her tank flaps out of her back pocket.
She heard the episode. We talked about it. Yeah.
She clipped them to her shoulders. And the mistake she made. Now this wasn't. It wasn't a design flaw on the side of tank flaps. I want to make that very clear.
Right.
What happened was our mistake. We weren't clear about which side needs to go positive and which side needs to go negative. So she cross-wired.
Right.
She hooked the positive to the negative and the negative to the positive. And
that's a big no-no. Yeah.
The other thing that she did was she left her tank flaps attached to her shoulders.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Add in the puce dodecahedrons that were hanging from her tank flaps, and you have a recipe for disaster.
The crystals actually ended up touching the positive end of her car battery.
So she hooked it up. She tells Michael sitting at the driver's wheel, "Okay, try and turn her over."
Yeah. He
turns it over. Engine doesn't fire. And all about probably 5,000 volts of electricity just go straight to Tatiana's heart.
Right.
And she exploded. She literally exploded.
Because of the way the tank flaps were on her shoulders, it goes straight in towards the heart.
Well, and on top of that, the tank flaps themselves were very flammable.
Right.
They flew backwards and they burned down the house that also had her 3 children in. So the children were gone as well. Now Michael has reassured us he's not trying to sue us. He's still a listener of the show.
That's good. Yeah.
He asked is that we end our relationship with Tank Flaps, and we said fair enough.
Well, and as it turns out, they're no longer a company. They're under investigation.
No, they're actually under investigation purely from this case. It's this is going to the FBI.
Yeah.
And it could go as far as the Supreme Court.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
They could be looking at changing a lot of laws for individual companies,
for tank add-ons, probably in general.
Yeah, no, I mean, I personally think that it might be just one giant step toward communism, but that's just me.
Right.
But who knows? So we don't want to be involved. We're not going to be involved.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and distance ourselves from the company.
We know that they signed on for 12,000 episodes, but if you start getting investigated by the FBI, I want to be on the right side of history.
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it was a good call. It's unfortunate that so many hundreds of thousands of people have died from this now.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing to know is, like, if anybody bought Tank Flaps from this show, you can join us in a class action lawsuit, and we just need to let you know too that if you're continuing to wear your Tank Flaps, that you are a white supremacist.
Yep.
It makes you a racist.
Yeah, everybody knows that. It's on Instagram. So.
Yeah. It's all over Instagram. We don't need to explain why. It's just look at Instagram.
Just look at it.
Yep.
Look at it.
Yeah.
So that's that. And
so that's it.
We are looking for a new sponsor. So just put that out there. So
yeah. Yeah, just trying to put that out there. We do need to continue the show because, I mean, the Patreon money, we basically just been buying drugs with it. So
yeah.
That's where most of the money goes.
That habit is
drugs.
Strong now, so we need to keep that fed.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to go ahead and donate to our Patreon, just go ahead and send us a direct message to honkspodcast@gmail.com. We will send you the information. Since we're buying such a large quantity of drugs with the money, we don't want to share it here on this podcast. Right. So just go ahead and direct message us. We might have to meet face to face. I want to make sure that I trust you.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, but anyway.
Yeah, I mean, there you have it.
There you have it. That's
kind of where we're at.
Simple as that. That's what you got to chalk it up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there it is.
But anyway,
I wanted to make a clarification, real quick here.
Okay.
About the conscious music we talked about. This term conscious.
It's
added in front of all kinds of music.
We did this in the pre-discussion, but go on.
So yeah, as per our general style of doing things, we didn't research anything we were going to talk about because this is all total bullshit.
Yeah,
basically just like everything.
Like I didn't know that people wearing tank flaps were racist before today.
Yeah, and
that's just because I did my research.
Exactly. Yeah. But our hunch was right that we should it was stupid to get involved because what a stupid idea for
trust your gut. You got to trust your gut.
You got to trust your gut.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I looked into this conscious music. I think we did take a stab at a guess about what it meant, and we were actually right on one of them last time, which was that it's generally music that's positive, that brings awareness to social issues.
Yeah.
Conscious hip hop, I looked up on Wikipedia, specifically says it seeks to raise the awareness of social values, leaving the listeners to form their own opinions.
Okay.
Rather than aggressively advocating for certain ideas and demanding actions. So it sounds like kind of a good thing because it's just bringing awareness to things, putting it in the light per se.
Yeah. So,
but the name is awful. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah. So I mean, conscious hip hop. So does that make?
Could you say aware? Would that be the same thing?
So does that make NWA? They wouldn't be a conscious hip hop band. Like by saying "fuck the police," because they're basically saying, "Hey, think the way that we do."
Yeah, they're
because we think "fuck the police."
Because they're passing judgment on something, I guess.
So how do you rap neutrally? How do you rap with neutral ideas? Because I've never known that to be a part of hip hop music.
I guess it'd be like the way a history teacher like lectures about history.
God exists, but also maybe he doesn't.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Like some people think he does and other people think he doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that just sounds like boring music to me. I don't know.
Maybe that's why it's such a hot genre, because you have to be good to make it work.
Do you maybe have an example of a conscious hip hop song?
We can pull one up here.
We can pull one up.
Yeah.
Should we pause and try and pull one up, or do you already have one?
I don't have one.
You don't have one?
But we can pull one up.
Okay, let's pause and pull one up.
All right, we're going to find one.
Yeah, we're going to find one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're back.
We're back.
We did a little bit of reading, which I didn't really want to do because I don't like doing research.
It hurts.
Hurts my brain. What I was reading about is basically, I guess the term conscious in front of the genre means that it's basically self-aware.
Yeah.
So there's kind of this this ability to reference itself within the song, which makes it aware, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I like that term a little bit better than conscious, but I guess it's maybe the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's like my problem or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got some info about conscious hip hop specifically?
Well, so conscious hip hop, what we've discovered here is conscious hip hop is more of a subgenre of political hip hop.
Right.
So
there's a lot of crossover there.
So yeah, there's a lot of crossover, obviously, but conscious hip hop is gonna go more into like the philosophical ideas. It's more conscious hip hop is gonna give you more of like just a story, so that you can listen to it and figure out how you yourself, the listener, feel about it.
Right.
Whereas political hip hop is, essentially fuck this branch of government because of X, Y, and Z.
Right.
You know? So, and don't get me wrong, I love all of those kinds of hip hop, but there's something about the definition of conscious hip hop that bothers me a little bit. And it's like, it's music to allow you to draw your own opinion. It's kind of like saying, I want to listen to conscious hip hop. I want to listen to something with no ideas in it.
Right.
I don't want any ideas. I just want it to be there. I just want it to like say some things.
Just say stuff.
And on one hand, that sounds kind of boring, right? Doesn't it?
I mean, yeah, it could be. Yeah.
I mean, what do you think? Do you think that's interesting in a lot of examples, or do you think that's always boring?
Well, I think we're compelled by ideas in general. So if it's like, if somebody's trying to pitch you something, like the reason that sales works is that somebody's got an idea they want to sell you on. There's something that like attracts our brains about that, where we're like, okay, convince me. You know? And that's like fun for us for some reason.
There's an art to it. That's why stand-up comedians exist. Like, here's a microphone. Be funny, asshole. You know?
And even if you don't like buy the product or even like it, you can still appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you did a really good job there.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though I don't want it.
But I guess my point is, like, music, I feel like the idea of listening to music is that it gives you feelings and it gives you ideas and it states opinions that maybe you haven't thought of before.
Right.
Like, those are the kinds of songs that really get me going.
Kind of inspire you or whatever.
I mean, if you think that's bullshit, go ahead and shoot me an email, twohonkspodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Let me know what you think about music with no ideas in it.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we wanted to analyze a song a little bit.
Right. We found some artists that fall under the conscious hip hop.
Really obscure artist.
Genre.
Yeah. Really obscure artist. I don't think that too many of you guys out there are going to have heard of this guy.
Yeah.
But he's like this really great, like indie, like kind of underground rapper.
Right.
His name is Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
So he's new on the scene.
Okay.
You know, he hasn't really done a whole lot yet.
Okay.
He's not like one of the big guys. You know, he's like, he makes real music.
I like that.
And that's what I like about him the most.
Yeah.
So we've decided to analyze the song for free. And before we analyze the song, I just want to describe to you guys a little bit why we chose the song.
Okay.
The reason is we talked about those two ideas of conscious hip hop, right? So like the political hip hop is going to give you an idea, whereas conscious hip hop is going to let you come up with that idea yourself.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
So this song, For Free, it kind of straddles those two lines.
Okay.
It gives you a story where you can like kind of make up your own mind, and it also gives you a fair amount of opinions. So let me start with the first few bars here.
Okay.
Okay. This dick ain't free. You looking like me? You looking at me like it ain't a receipt? Like I never made ends meet. Eating your leftovers and raw meat. This dick ain't free. Living in captivity, raised my cap salary. Celery telling me green is all I need. Evidently, all I seen was Spam and raw sardines. This dick ain't free. So right here, he's telling me a story,
Yeah.
right? You know, I see a can and raw sardines, and for whatever reason, he's telling me that his dick ain't free.
Yeah.
You know? Like maybe I feel like he's angry with a female.
You can't buy it. You can't buy his member by giving him raw sardines.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not standing for this.
Yeah.
So in that sense, he's telling me to hate the woman that he hates as well
Right.
with those first few lines.
Okay.
So that's not very conscious. That's going to be a little bit more,
Okay.
but that's not going to be,
a little bit of both, maybe.
that's not going to be political either.
Not really. No. More interpersonal.
Yeah, more of an interpersonal kind of story kind of thing.
Yeah.
But moving on a little bit further, it says, I mean, baby, you really think we can make a baby named Mercedes without a Mercedes Benz and 24-inch rims, 5% tip, and air-conditioned in vents? Hell fucking nah, this dick ain't free.
Okay, damn.
So obviously, he doesn't think that anybody who doesn't own a Mercedes is allowed to name their child Mercedes, hence giving me
Right.
another opinion.
But it's also giving me inspiration to do just that.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a child just so that I can name it Mercedes.
Yeah, just so that I can get one back on this guy.
Okay.
Because he's trying to tell me
You think he's challenging you?
how to think. He's trying to tell me how to raise my kids.
You think he's stepping?
I think he's stepping. I think
Okay.
he's stepping. But that's the thing. I mean, in hip
You
hop,
never know.
hip hop is all about stepping,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
It's all about running up. It's all about having the machismo, I guess, the raw power, the
Yeah.
anger, the aggression.
Okay.
But I mean, that's what I like about hip hop. But anyway, I'll read one more line here. After this dick ain't free, he says, I need 40 acres and a mule, not a 40 ounce and a pit bull. Bullshit. Matador. Had the door knocking. Let him in. Who's that? Genital's best friend. This dick ain't free. So
It's like poetry. What is Genital's best friend?
he doesn't really describe right
Okay.
there. Like maybe the matador?
Yeah.
I have never known a matador to be anybody's genital's best friend, though.
How many matadors are you friends with?
I've got a few in my pipeline.
Okay, because I know some matadors that are also not, particularly.
But are they conscious matadors?
They're fairly conscious.
They're conscious?
Yeah.
So are they conscious of the fact that they're killing the bull when they kill it?
One of them was unconscious.
Yeah.
So
Did they ever do anything with the bull's balls? Are the bull's balls off limits, or do they just kill the bull?
I heard that there was something going on with the balls.
Yeah.
I think that they
Do they like cinch the balls? Is
I
this
think they
like,
manipulate the balls somehow.
Yeah.
And that's not something that I'm a big fan of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Kendrick
Because-
certainly made me conscious of that.
So there you go.
There we go. That inspired a conscious conversation. I think that was a very good example
Yeah.
of a conscious hip hop song.
It's not quite political. It's more like like what's humane? What's the best way to handle a bull's balls
Yeah.
if you handle them at all? What's the appropriate way to deal with that?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and if you know how to wrap a bull's balls and take care of them, go ahead and shoot me an email to honkspodcast@gmail.com.
Are you a matador?
Let me know what you think of matadors and bull's balls.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a matador, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so this kind of leads us into something else interesting.
Yeah.
Matadors.
Right.
Do they exist anywhere other than Spain?
I think I saw one in Mexico.
So you saw one in Mexico.
When I was a kid, we went to a bullfight.
Really?
Yeah.
Family entertainment, huh?
Yeah, it was kind of one of those memories I have that it's like, wow, that really happened. But I remember like this guy was like handing out cigars and stuff. And like he was trying to give me one. I had
How old were you?
I think I was like 10 and I had I had a shaved head and everybody in Mexico was just like rubbing my head for good luck. Which now that I think back, like people just touching me and like rubbing my head seems like you
That's
can't.
kind of weird.
I don't think that would fly anymore. This was like the early 90s.
Yeah.
You could
Interesting.
do that. Yeah. But yeah, I remember we watched the bull like get like
You watched it die.
yeah, we watched it get like
Murdered.
lanced by several spears or whatever
Yeah.
and die. And I was just like, this is like a totally packed stadium.
Yeah.
I was like, this is thanks, Dad. You know?
Oh my gosh. So that sounds almost traumatizing, man.
That was my first matador that I met. He was a nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Nice guy?
He was a nice guy.
So he didn't kill 10-year-olds with bald little heads, obviously.
I mean, we weren't there that long, so
Yeah.
it's hard to say.
Well, I mean, how long did you get to talk with this matador?
We were fast friends.
Yeah.
Probably like 5 minutes.
Probably like 5 minutes. Okay. So did this matador say anything about bullfighting? Does it give him a purpose in life? I guess with the point I'm trying to get to.
Did we have a heart-to-heart?
Yeah. Did you have a heart-to-heart with him?
There was a bit of a language barrier at the
Yeah.
time. There was mostly just a lot of him rubbing my head.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my parents were kind of like...
So he was probably more so talking about the fact that you
Yeah.
had a bald head.
I was asking him spiritual questions about the bull.
Yeah.
And about the bull's balls.
Yeah.
And he was like rubbing my head, probably talking about my hair.
Yeah, because when you're 10, you're interested in balls.
Yeah.
You want to know about the bull's balls.
I wanted to know all about how they were handled and
Yeah.
cared for.
What do they do with the bull's balls?
Yeah. What do they
Are
do
they
after,
nice to him?
after he dies?
After he dies?
Right.
Do they serve him? Does the matador get to eat him?
Do they have a separate funeral?
Yeah.
For the balls and then one for the...
Because, I mean, a bull's balls are pretty big.
You're going to need a separate wagon for that or something.
Yeah, in fact, lately it's been hotter than a big bag of bull's balls in a wool sock.
Right.
That's what I said the other day to my wife.
Big bowl of bull balls.
That's a big bag of bull balls
I feel like I've been
in a wool sock.
hauling around a big bag of bull balls on a wool sock.
Yeah. Well, so, I mean, I guess the point that I was trying to get to with asking the matador about killing the bull was do you think that matador deep down wanted to kill people, and being able to perform live and kill bulls in front of a live audience kept him from killing people?
That's a good question. I think maybe as an adult looking back, I think maybe he was like maybe more of an entertainer, like an egomaniac.
Yeah.
Because there's thousands of people like watching him.
Oh, okay.
I think it was probably more of that. And like, there's a lot of machismo and bravery,
Yeah.
even though it's not.
It was his way to be, I am brave, I am strong.
Even then, like at that age.
This is what gives me value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even then I could tell like there wasn't really a huge risk for him to get injured because he was like a professional.
Yeah.
So it was like.
Well, I mean, he's got a bunch of spears.
Yeah.
And
he had
the bull
red
doesn't.
thing,
Yeah.
little sheet or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is kind of all about you, isn't it?
Yeah.
You think you're a big deal, don't you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if thousands of people there, he kind of probably was
think
locally a big deal.
He probably was.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I think the only way that I would support a continuous Matador show is if the person that was the Matador would otherwise be like a serial killer.
Right.
Because then I would support it.
Give him
Oh my
something
gosh,
else.
this keeps you from murdering children? Yes. Kill all the bulls you want.
Yeah, have fun.
Murder all of them. Every bull in the world, as far as I'm concerned. If it keeps you from like murdering like children or something like that,
Right.
rock on, dude. That's how I would be able to get behind the Matador show idea.
That's almost, be like a diversion program.
Yeah, but I mean, think of it today. If you had the opportunity to go see a matador tomorrow, would you do it?
I don't think I would support that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch an animal die.
Yeah, I don't think
That's gruesome.
Probably not the best for the animal, probably not the best for my own well-being.
Yeah.
But
I think in the 90s, people weren't as sensitive to that.
oh, I mean, in the 90s, you could do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
In the 90s, you could put a ski mask on and go and rob a bank
Yeah.
and leave, and they would never be able to find you
Yeah.
because there was we didn't have like the internet or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no records of anything.
Yeah, they would have to like try to find your family, but there's no description of you.
You could just go to the next town over and
Yeah.
chill.
Yeah, hey, where'd you get that big sack of money? Oh, I got it from 2 towns over.
Oh, yeah, Dave gave it to me. My friend Dave,
My friend Dave, good guy.
he died and gave me these bags of money.
Yeah, nobody back then was saying, "Hey, is he on Facebook? Let's look him up."
Yeah.
What's this Dave guy all about?
What's Dave doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, things were much simpler then, but also worse in some ways. And in
Yeah.
ways like that where it was just with the way women were treated, the way balls were treated,
Yeah.
the way
Well, I
my
think
hair
they
was treated.
I think they still have those going on. Matador shows and
Do you think
crap
that
like
it's like just stuck in the 90s there in Mexico?
I don't know.
You think it's still the 90s?
I don't know what's going on socially in Mexico these days.
Yeah, I wonder.
We've already got a Canadian correspondent. We need a
Yeah.
Mexican correspondent.
We do.
I would love to talk to everybody in any country on this continent we live on.
Yeah.
You know?
When I moved from North Carolina, like in the middle of nowhere, I went back there in March and
Yeah.
it didn't really feel like much had changed. So maybe I only feel like we've come a long way as a humanity just because I've lived in more cities now.
Yeah.
And like media wise, like
Because you're just like so progressive and so much better than everybody else.
I keep it really tight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're in my studio apartment. It's tight.
Yeah.
And we live in a micro world here.
Yeah.
Everything is just, perfectly placed.
Yeah.
It's like Berlin over here, basically.
Yeah.
I
Basically,
feel like you're in Berlin.
we're just like more aware.
I was gonna say not more advanced, but yeah, more advanced.
Yeah.
We're more-
Definitely.
More advanced, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Like as a human.
well, and the other great quality we have is that we're so funny.
Yeah, I don't know if people are funny like anywhere else.
Yeah, I don't think anybody is as funny as we are.
Yeah, it's probably because we're so advanced.
Yeah, I mean, it's just because we're so conscious and we're just so good
Yeah,
at what we are.
what'd be sad is if we were this funny and not as aware as we are.
Yeah.
because then we wouldn't be able to appreciate how funny we are.
Well, and then we wouldn't even have this podcast. We wouldn't even get to share
yeah,
these just amazing
Groundbreaking,
ideas
really.
that we have.
I got one for you.
Yeah.
We got to take down another multinational billion-dollar corporation.
Oh, shoot. We talked about this in the pre-show. Here's a good one.
We took down Burgerville.
Let's
for the
light up this-
overpriced Honks.
Let's light up this fire, Lamar. I'm going to let you start.
Okay, and I'm not trying to this doesn't need to take a lot of time, but we will take them down.
Yeah.
I call them Turd Myers.
Yeah. Turd Myers.
People around here might know them as Fred Myers. If you're in Colorado, you know them as King Supers. If you're on the East Coast, you know them as Kroger.
Yeah.
It's Kroger Corp. Here's the reason that they need to go down.
Yeah.
They were selling box fans at their store, right? Because of this heat wave nobody wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
For like $10 or $12 forever. That's like the price that they are.
Mm-hmm.
Your standard Lasco box fan.
Yeah.
Everybody's seen them.
I got the same one at home.
You need them.
Yeah.
In this weather, you put them in the windows at night, pulls the cool air in. Well, when it got really hot this weekend, they raised the price of those box fans to $30.
Mm-hmm.
Unethical?
Yeah, I think that's pretty unethical.
It's like a douchebag. Are you a douchebag or
Yeah.
what kind of move is that again?
How much more money do you need?
Yeah.
You know?
Let's see, you're sweating and dying. Your animals are dying in your apartment. Hey, let's charge you $22 more
Yeah.
for this fan.
That's a more than 100% markup.
Yeah.
It's like 120% markup or whatever it is.
Let's take people when they're suffering
Yeah.
and just squeeze as much as we can out of him.
Squeeze a few more bucks out of him.
Let's get a couple more dollars out of that guy.
Yeah, fucking Turd Myers.
Turd Myers going down because,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of other reasons. They treat their employees really poorly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that place just sucks. I mean, they're awful.
You know what's really funny about Turd Myers is when I first moved to Portland. I moved to Portland in 2012. I think it was a year before you did.
Yeah.
When I first moved to Portland, growing up in Reno, Nevada, there was a few people that moved to Portland around the same time that I did. So those were the people that I talked to. Were just my friends from Reno because I already knew them.
Right.
But when I went there, it was my buddy Jed's girlfriend at the time. The first time I hung out with them, she goes, "Oh my gosh, you need to go to a Turd Myers."
Yeah.
I'm obviously altering the name.
It makes it sound like an amusement park of some sort.
You should go to Turd Myers. They have everything. I was like, oh my gosh, really? She's like, yeah, they have like a clothes section, a jewelry counter. And I was like, oh my gosh, they have all those things. It sounds like a Walmart supercenter.
Let's go to Walmart.
It sounds like the same thing.
That's a whole day right there, huh?
But when I had this discussion with her, she got like offended. She was like, no. This store is like so much different. It's the layout is just so much better, and it's just wonderful being there. So I had to go, right?
Really?
And then the first time I walked into a Turd Myers, I look around and I go, yeah, it's a store.
Right.
Like that. I mean, what
is different about it than Walmart?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Like literally nothing. But this girl that I was talking to, she just was all about it. Yeah. It was just like her favorite place to go. And I don't get that.
I wonder if that still is her favorite place.
Yeah. I want to ask the listeners here,
Yeah.
Is Turd Myers a place that you like to go?
Do you like that place?
I mean, if so, there's no judgment. If so, I want you to send me an email to honkspodcast@gmail.com. Let me know what you think about Turd Myers.
Do you like it? Do you like turds?
Is it one of your favorite places to go?
Yeah.
Do you like it there? Did you pay for a marked up box fan just because you love Turd Myers so much?
Did you pay $30 for a $10 box fan?
Yeah.
Because you love them?
Or did you do what smart people do and just like pull the box fan that you already bought several years ago out of whatever storage compartment you have?
They don't really go bad. I think I've had this one for like 87 years now.
Yeah.
It's like the same one.
Yeah, I've had mine for like 85 years.
Yeah, I think they run about 100, 150 years.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a fan, spins in circles.
Right.
It's nothing special.
It's not worth $30.
Not worth $30, Turd Meyer.
Yeah.
Okay. And because of a freaking heat wave, man.
You would think that they would lower the price to make it more accessible.
No.
To people to help cool them off.
How much extra money do you need, Kroger?
Yeah. Kroger Corp?
Yeah. Just like one of the 5 companies that owns everything. Oh, let's just mark it up.
Well, they're like, there's so many bad things about them. I don't even want to get into it. But
yeah, exactly.
Like economically, politically.
We could honestly have a whole podcast about it, probably.
Yeah, they're pretty terrible. I mean, that's just a small example of what they do, really.
Yeah.
But you would think that somebody with that much money would be giving fans away or something.
Yeah, totally.
Instead of just screwing people over.
Yeah.
But, you know.
How about you help me out a little bit, Turd Meyer? Well, anyway, so I think there is only one more thing on the docket here.
Yeah.
And everybody that knows me and that has listened to this podcast so far knows that I'm a cycling fan.
Kind of a cycling guru, really.
I'm kind of a cycling guru.
Yeah.
I'm in a Tour de France fantasy league.
Yep.
And I'm winning.
You're winning this race in your mind.
We're 3 days in a 3-week race, and it's, Tour de France fantasy team it's just like picking out an NFL fantasy team.
Right.
And I have had some just class selections.
You're winning an imaginary game in your mind.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can win some money if I win the game.
You can make some cash on this.
There is actual cash that will come to me if I win.
Okay, so it's not just in your head.
Yeah. So it's not just in my head. I'm in a league. It's virtual.
This is real.
But it's real.
Yeah.
But anyway, but I'm not going to talk about that. I don't
Right.
want to bore you.
Right.
I want to talk about probably anybody who's been on the internet in the last few days has seen this this image of a girl or a guy, I don't know,
Who's to say?
standing with a sign, and the sign says Ale Omi Opi.
Right.
And Omi hyphen Opi. So OMI hyphen OPI, which roughly translates. And I know we have one French listener, and they're probably going to say this guy is just butchering my language.
Yeah, they just stopped listening.
I apologize for that. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry that I'm not good at French,
Yeah.
but I'm doing my best. So what I heard and what I know is that roughly translates to go grandma and grandpa.
Right.
Like, go grandma and grandpa.
Yay, grandma, grandpa.
So like, it's like a silly sign.
But they weren't even there. That was, they were posing for a photo, supposedly, right?
Yeah, because when the peloton, the group of cyclists in the Tour de France goes by, there's a motorcycle in front of them that's holding a video camera, and that video camera is broadcasting all over the world.
And this person was just facing that.
Yeah,
Wasn't even watching the race at
Yeah,
all.
not even a fan of cycling. Was
Right.
literally just holding a sign so they could get their face on international television.
Right.
Well, this woman holds it out into the road and takes out like 100 cyclists.
Right. Clearly not a huge
Like
fan.
there was guys that had to leave it's a 3-week race. They race every day for 3 weeks, and it was the very first day of the race.
Yikes.
And these cyclists, they train their entire lives to compete in this event. This is like all they've been thinking about since they were like 10 years old.
Yeah.
And to have some idiot with a sign right in front of them to take out several guys that then have to leave the very first day, the French public is pissed
Yeah.
at this person.
It's probably, I would say, better that it happened on the first day than on like the finishing stretch.
Yeah.
You know?
Honestly,
If it had to happen.
if I was one of those cyclists, I would rather it happen on the finishing stretch than on the very
Really?
first day. Because you got to think of it. If you work hard all your life to get there,
Yeah.
you're going to want to have the experience. You want to be there for as much of it as possible.
Like I almost did the whole thing until I
Yeah.
got taken out.
Exactly. And if I got taken out on the very last day, you know what? At least I got 20 days of it.
Right.
You know, those guys that got taken out, it's like, yeah, no, I got to ride for about 50 miles of it,
Yeah.
and now it's over. You know,
That's weak.
because some person had to hold a stupid ass sign out in the road.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this is enough dribbling on about that. But anyway, the reason we're talking about this is because the French police and the ASO, which is the company that organizes the Tour de France, is basically offering a bounty
Right.
for this individual. They're offering something like 50,000 euros for anybody who can report on this person's location
Right.
and point the French police in the right direction so that they can file a lawsuit against this person. And this person, they stand to pay us something like 100,000 euros in fines and serve up to 1 year in prison.
Oh, really?
Which, I mean, a year in prison probably isn't going to happen, but that's like the maximum sentence.
Yeah.
Because it is like, it's assault, you know?
Yeah.
What they did is assault. But it's crazy because we want to use our network,
Yeah.
our wide reach spread to find this individual.
Well, we had what, 15 listeners?
Yeah, we've like at least 10 or 15.
We lost one due to the tank flaps incident.
yeah.
So we're going to use our still sizable audience here.
A reach of 15 people.
It's worldwide.
Yeah.
We got 15 people that we're hoping to call on you to help us
Yeah.
bring justice here to these racers.
Yeah, help us bring justice to these racers, and also help us make 50,000 euros.
Yeah, you're not going to get any of the money. Just want to be clear about that.
We're not going to give you any of the cash.
We want you to do most of the work.
Yeah.
And give us the information.
Well, because we've been doing a lot of drugs, and like that's what we need that money to go to.
Yeah, we are. I mean, I think we talked about that. My brain's a little bit fuzzy from all the drugs.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm a little bit fuzzy right now. I mean, I don't even know what we've been talking about for the last 30 minutes. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Who knows?
who knows? But anyway, we need to find that woman. We need to take down Turd Myers. And
Right. That's important too.
yeah, I mean, if you want to join us on the fight, go ahead and shoot us a message to honkspodcast@gmail.com and stop sending us pictures of your poop.
Yeah, we didn't have to say this for a while, but we were still receiving them.
And it started happening again, and we don't
want to see it.
we're tired of it.
We don't want to see it.
We don't want it. Stop.
Save your pictures of poop for someone else.
Save. You look at your poop, tell us what you see, and then use your words to tell us what it looks like.
It's like looking at a cloud. We don't want to see the photos of your poop clouds.
Yeah.
Just tell us what you see in it.
We look at real clouds, not your poops. Okay?
We have our own clouds.
We have our own
Thanks.
clouds that we poop.
Yeah.
Okay?
Get it right. Stop it.
I already have to look at those.
Clean it up.
Clean it up. All right, Lamar, was there anything you wanted to add?
I think that's probably enough for. I mean, that was a pretty long, pretty in-depth episode there.
Yeah, I think we touched on a lot of subjects.
Covered some serious ground there.
We hope we get to. We just received an email about tank flaps. I hope it's not a bad one, but we'll probably share that one next week.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Hope, if you're listening for the first time, welcome and thank you for listening. And tell a friend. We're looking to. We need as much money as possible, so we're trying to get this thing moving so that we can stop our day jobs here.
Exactly, and you know, later, and they'll get to no, but we need money. Okay,
we need the money.
We need a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because
tell your other friends to listen to Joe Rogan or something.
Yeah, exactly. Joe Rogan doesn't care.
Yeah,
we care. We need money.
Yeah, we need the money for the drugs.
Yeah.
So that's how that works, guys.
Simple as that.
It's not really that complicated.
Yeah, very simple. All right.
Hey.